Hey everyone. So Chaplin here coming to you live with an update video for St. Louis number 6. I'm super excited about this event, you guys. It is not that far away. I'm doing this video live because it's just the quickest and easiest way I have to get this information out rather than trying to start a video and record and edit and chop and splice and whatever. This is just the best way to do that. And so I do have a script, so if you see me looking over here, it's looking at my script, what I gotta say. But yeah, anyway, I got some stuff to tell you. There are some of you that are brand new to events in general. We have a lot of international players. We have a lot of players coming from Europe even this year, so that's really awesome. So this video is going to be mostly for you, but if you are not new to my events, if you've been to my event or you've been to Chicago or you've been to Atlanta, what I'm about to tell you is going to be just a nice refresher. I'm going to try to keep this short, quick, and sweet. I'm not going to talk about Madman and his bananas, although he will come up because I got to tell you guys about the rankings. So anyway, kick this off. First of all, I'm super excited. Right now we have 15 confirmed teams for St. Louis number 6 coming up in March, and I'm currently in conversation with a 16th team. They are ready to go. They are just this close to pulling the trigger. They are almost ready. So that would give us 8 tables. We had 4 tables, 8 tables, 9 tables, 8 tables, 7 tables in the last 5 years. So the quality of the event, in my opinion, and many others, is that it's just going up. So that's awesome, and I love that. So anyway, we're almost at 16 teams. We still have plenty of space. We can host 11 tables easy, and we could probably pull in 13 tables if we needed to. So that's 26 teams. So tell your friends. Anyway, the schedule of events, this is pretty much how it's going to go down. Thursday night, we have the mixer. I can't remember if we're going to start it at 7:30 or 8. It doesn't really matter. You'll have that information very soon. So what happens at the mixer is I open the room to you guys. You get to come in, you get to check things out. We'll have a couple snacks out, not a big deal. You get to pick your tables, you get to meet the other players, you get to meet your opponents, you get to maybe even set up your pieces for the next day because you don't want to be waking up too early to get that done. The mixer is it's just a social event. It's like an ice cream social, except we don't do ice cream. Usually we get cookies or something like that. But the mixer is Thursday night. Again, that's going to start at 7:30 or 8. Probably 7:30, but maybe 8. We'll just have to see. On game days, what I'm about to tell you is almost the exact same for all 3 game days. Clocks will start. Every table's going to have a clock. Clocks will start by 8:30 a.m. If you are the Axis on a particular day, your game clock will start at 8:30 on that day or sooner, because I will walk around and I will start the clocks at 8:30. Now, if you are whichever side and your opponents are the other side and you're all there and you're all set up and you're all confirmed and you're all ready to go and you've all got your tech and you've all done those things, I don't care if you start at 8:10. The sooner you get done, the sooner you get done. Like, that doesn't bother me. If you and all the guys at your table are kosher and set and ready and you all agree, hit it. Go for it. As the SEALs say, bust them. Get it done. So that's perfectly fine. So all clocks will start by 8:30. Now, I am going to discuss the clocks in a slightly later part of the video. So all the clocks will start at 8:30. From that point on, they don't stop. They don't stop. At first, this was a really hard and fast rule. And I said, no touching the clocks. If you touch the clocks, okay, you guys are adults. Touch the clocks if you need to. If your whole table agrees, everybody's got to go poop at the same time, I don't care. I'm not trying to be crass. I'm just saying, just pause the clock. All right, just make sure you let me know, because the last thing I want is for a game to start at 8:10 and then it's 9 o'clock at night and you guys aren't done. All right, that's ridiculous. So when the time stops, it's got to be everybody on the table agrees, and I have to be notified, and I have to agree. I have to give you the okay. You don't stop the clock for lunch. You don't stop the clock for potty breaks. Again, unless everybody on the table is like ready to go, and you guys need to. But in an ideal world, you don't stop the clocks for anything. Nothing. Not a thing. Nothing. When the clock is up, and we'll get to that later, you're done. So you'll just play day one. and we'll get to who's playing who in a little bit. Day one, you'll play 8:30 to 8:30. That's the game time window. After the games are done, if you want to tear down your setup, or if you want to please don't tear up the piece. You want to tear down the pieces and maybe reset for the next day. You don't know who you're going to play quite yet until all the games are finished, and I have ranked and seeded everybody for day two. You can do that. You can leave for dinner. The hotel that we're in has a restaurant inside the hotel. It's really great. I ate there a couple of times. It's pretty good. Day two, same thing. Clocks are going to start at 8:30. You're going to play. You're going to get, ideally, no clock stop. At the end of day two, at the end of the last game, within 20 to 30 minutes of it at the latest, we're going to start prize giveaway. And I'll discuss the prize giveaway in a little bit. But basically, day one, day two, that's your main gaming session. And then we'll do the prizes at the end of day two. Everybody's going to have a way to earn prizes. Again, I'll address that later. But that's the schedule of day one, day two. Day three, the clocks are going to start at 8:30. This is the medal rounds. If you've made it to the medal rounds, boom, great, you're in. If not, you can do literally anything else. Stay and watch the medal games, play your own new game, bring a game. Like you want to play World War I, I don't care, whatever you want to do. We've had guys play Kings and Kaisers. We've had guys play Global. We've had guys play the Heat's kicking on. We've had guys play a Korean war game. That was pretty cool. Or you can watch the medal rounds because these guys are the best of the best of the best, right? They won. So that's the schedule. All right, I was able to hit that pretty quick. That's good. Matchups. We will do the matchups for the event within 1 week of the first dice being rolled. So typically the week before, Friday or Saturday. You guys always press, and I just like to put it off. I think it's hilarious. So anyway, it's just going to be a week before. Now, how the matchups work are based on the current rankings. So I told you I was going to bring up Madman. Madman is working right now so diligently to get me the current and updated rankings for BBR players. If you've never been to a BBR event, you do not have a ranking. You are a 0 for now. That is okay. So what we'll do is we will take everybody's individual score, and I will give you a team score, and then I will rank your teams. Let's say hypothetically right now we have 16 teams. The top 8 teams are going to play the bottom 8 teams. The top 4 teams are going to be Axis day 1. The next 4 teams, so 5, 6, 7, 8, will be Allies day 1. And then we will random draw from the bottom 8 who those opponents are. That's how your matchups happen on day 1. It will be random draw. I hate random draw. I'd really like to assign every game personally because I think that would just make it work. And Sired and Madman and I have all discussed it. This just is what it is, and it's honestly the best dish. So we're gonna run with it. Once your game is complete on day 1, you will earn a score for that day, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. You'll earn a score for that day, and that will rank you for the next day. If you played Allies on the first day, you will play Axis on the second day. If you played Axis on the first day, you will play Allies on the second day. Guaranteed. So everybody gets to play each side once. Now, in theory, your second day should be slightly more difficult to a degree because you will be assigned via the ranking system. So kind of like the NFL championship bracket, 1 will play 8, 2 will play 7, right? 3 will play 6, 4 will play 5, kind of a deal. So that's that. So that is how the seeding works. That is how the rankings and matchups work. And then day 3 is going to be the top 8 teams with a combined score. So I will rank you in the top 8 teams, which will give us gold, silver, bronze, and iron tables. And the top seed team will say what table they want to play on and whether they want to be Axis or Allies. So the number 1 team, I want to be gold table, and I want to play the Axis, or I want to play the Allies. And then team number 2, well, I don't want to be the Axis on table 1, so I'm going to go be the Allies on table 2, and they can play for silver, etc., etc. So anyway, that's kind of how that works for the medal rounds. All right, so that's matchups. All right, lunches. Listen to me here. Listen to me here. I don't know what everyone's food preferences are. We did a survey one year. It wasn't very well responded to. You guys pretty much just eat what I put in front of you. I cater 3 lunches. I don't think they do 3 lunches in Atlanta. I think he just does 2. And I don't know what Rick did in Chicago, to be honest with you. I don't know if he did 2 or 3. But I cater 3 lunches. That's part of your registration fee. That's part of, like, okay. So the first meal, lunch, is going to be Fuzzy's Tacos. They've got all kinds of stuff. If you are one of our friends who observe Lent, I need you to let me know so I can make sure I have a non-meat option for you. Day 2 is award-winning barbecue. Like, if you know anything about American barbecue food, okay, so our Tennessee friends, Memphis, Nashville, our Missouri friends, St. Louis and Kansas City area, I got dudes from North Carolina. Okay, it is award-winning barbecue. It is phenomenal, and that's heavy smoke barbecue on day 2. And then day 3, it's pizza. I'm not gonna lie, it's Papa John's. We're gonna do the 2 for $6.99 each deal because some people leave. I'm not gonna be a bad steward of your monies. I'm not gonna buy another round of heavy smoke barbecue, for example, because 15 people are gonna leave. Sometimes it happens on day 3. So on top of the lunches, I also provide snacks. We've got Nutri-Grain bars and fruit. Madman likes bananas, etc. You can never have enough bananas when that guy's around. There are drinks. I have a dark soda. Zero sugar, and I have a clear soda. So usually it's like Sprite, Coke, and Coke Zero. This year we might do Pepsi and Pepsi Zero. And then we have water all day, and we have coffee all day at the hotel. Coffee all day at the hotel. So I take care of you guys. All right, listen, you guys know. If you've been to my events, you know I take care of you. So I will also be going around reminding everybody to remain hydrated and fueled, because if you don't and you pass out at the game table, kind of a big deal. Nobody's done that yet. But I'll be honest. I'm a grown man. I have 3 kids. I'm a pastor. I'm a public school bus driver. And I don't know how I made it so far in my life thinking about how goofy some people are. That's a good word for it. Eat, drink. Please don't fast while you're playing this game. It takes a lot of mental energy. It takes a lot of physical energy. I provide you. If you don't want to get up from your table, dude, as I come around and check on you, or just give me a holler if I'm not coming your way anytime soon, I will bring you stuff. Like, it is my honor and pleasure to serve you. All right, I host this event for you guys, so you got to make sure you eat. All right, now, really important stuff, the hotel block. Here we go. So the hotel block, you have until February the 26th. That is a Thursday. February the 26th is the cutoff date to get your room block reserved, to get your room reserved in the block. That's what I said. February the 26th is the last day to get your room reserved in our block. Now, if you need that info again, I'm going to have to throw it into this video. I'll also throw it into WhatsApp chat, etc., etc. So yeah, we are staying at the Holiday Inn in Earth City. There's a link in my original STL registration video that's available in the description box there if you want to do it now. But you have until February 26th. We have a certain number of double queen rooms, and we have... All right, I see you, John. I think we had an option. I think we had fish tacos last year, but nobody ate the fish tacos. We'll get back to that. Additionally, I don't know if you guys knew this, if you're new to the event, most hotels do like a continental breakfast. Ours does not. We have a restaurant in the hotel, so they charge you for breakfast. But I was able to negotiate 10% off every day for every person at the restaurant. So the hotel is kind of throwing that in there. I think that's going to be great. I'm really excited for that. The breakfast is great and absolutely worth it. Excuse me. But if you don't think it's worth it, there's a McDonald's not far away, like walking distance, and there's a gas station not far away, also walking distance. Meals. All right, point system. Here we go. Point system. The point system, and almost all of this information, by the way, is going to be in your rule books that I have set out for each table. There's like a sheet, like an FAQ, kind of a need to know stuff. The point system. If you are the Axis, you earn points by earning victory points. And if you're the Allies, you earn points by taking Axis territories that have an Axis roundel printed on the map. So like In the Pacific, Hainan, Okinawa, Iwo Jima, Caroline Islands, that'd be 4 points right there. Norway, Holland, Belgium, and Europe, those are 2 points. That's 2 points worth right there. But the U.S. liberating Normandy, not a point. So you get points for those things. Now, if your team wins, you also get a plus 20. So if you're the Axis and you have 14 victory points, you get 14 plus 20, 34 points. However, the Axis are subject to negative points. Not the Allies, but the Axis are subject to negative points. And you get negative points by losing those territories. It's important that I tell you why. Because you can win a game, but you didn't win it well. For example, at Atlanta, at BB3 in Atlanta, the first year in Atlanta, I was partnered up with Corpo, and we were the Axis on day one. We smoked these guys. They were great players. They're great dudes. I still, very much appreciate them. But we had like 17 victory points. And at the time, it was only a plus 10 to win, so we had 27 points. However, they had taken 18 of our territories, mostly against me in the Pacific because I wasn't aware of the point system very well. So we lost a ton of points. So we smoked them, but they ended up with more points than we did, and we won the game. So, anyway, that's how the points work. Now, if you are the Axis and you lose, let's say you have 10 victory points, and the Allies win, and they take 11 of your territories. Well, they get 11 plus 20, and then you get minus 11. Well, 10 minus 11 is negative 1. But I am a different kind of guy. I don't let anybody go past 0. So, there you go. All right, let's talk about clocks really quick. The clocks are simple chess clocks, and each team will have 6 hours on each. There will be 6 hours on each side of the clock. Each team is accounted 6 of those hours. When the thing hits start, you're on the clock. You are responsible for managing your clock at your table. Each team, each individual at that everybody's responsible for hitting the thing. Okay, it's your turn. Okay, you're on the clock. Okay, you're on the clock. Okay, you're on the clock. You guys are responsible for that. I'm not walking around touching your clocks like that. That's not how it's going to work. So, you're on the clock. You do your purchases. You do your combat movements. You do your combat rolls. You do your non-combat. You place your units. You collect your money. All on your clock. All on your clock. Now, if you're rolling a big battle in the Pacific, for example, sometimes the big fleets like to go at it, and you have 30-something units, and they have 20-something, 25 units or whatever, and you guys have a big battle, the defender's supposed to pick their casualties. But if they're taking too long to pick their casualties, and if you're not new to this, you've heard me say it before, put them on the clock. If you're on the clock, and you're the attacker, and they are taking far too long to pick their casualties, put them on the clock. Take their time. That's their time. They're wasting time. They can waste their time, not your time. It's just a game, but there's also some courtesy that needs to be here. So don't take forever to do your things. Also, on the odd rounds, 1, 3, 5, and 7, the Axis will be on the clock during the technology, which happens at the top of each round. And on 2, 4, 6, and 8, the Allies will be on the clock at the top of the round. So that way, it's just a little bit fair there. I think that was clocks. And I talked a little bit about the etiquette there too. So if you're taking too long, put yourself on the clock. Be honorable. Put yourself on the clock. Let's talk about prizes really quick. We have Rich at Combat Miniatures, and we have Doug at Historical Board Gaming. We also have a number of individuals that like to send us gifts. I think Steven at Wolf Den is sending us stuff this year. And we have a couple of prizes left over from previous years from other people. So everybody, when they show up at the mixer, or if you can't make the mixer your first day there, Friday morning, you will have a name tag with your name on it and 10 tickets. Those tickets will have your name printed on them or written on them or something to that effect. It might not look like a ticket like you're imagining, but it's just a piece of paper. And we will have a prize table with all the wonderful prizes from all of our wonderful donors and sponsors. And you will drop your tickets in the cups. Some of the cups don't have a limit. Some of the cups will have a limit, and I will check those before I pull. For example, if there is a map and I write 2 tickets per person on the description of what that prize is going to be, and you drop 5 of your tickets in there. When I pull all of the tickets out before I go to actually count them and I see your 3 extra tickets, I will pull them out and tear them up. So don't do that. Sometimes it happens by accident. I get that. That's fine. But that's just going to be what it is. There's not going to be any punishment. Like, I'm not going to take all 5 of your tickets out, because that's just kind of rude. But we have prizes. We have tons of prizes. Almost everybody walks away with something almost every time. So it's really great. And like I said, you'll have name tags. They have clips. I want to get lanyards. I think they look cooler, but lanyards are just dangerous. You've got a lanyard on and you start leaning over and you start knocking pieces over with your lanyard. So your name badges will clip. You don't have to wear it, but it's just a good way for people to get to know you and get to talk to you about stuff. You're going to have time to walk around, and a lot of people don't realize that. And then the last thing I wanted to mention is I think that we are going to continue our tradition of doing the Most Honorable Commander Award in honor and memory of our friend Detroit. The Godfather, he passed away almost 2 years ago. And he won, the first time we ever did this award, the Most Honorable Commander Award. I think it was at St. Louis 3. And we love and miss that guy. But in his honor, what this award is the Most Honorable Commander is going to be the guy at this event, St. Louis 6, and you guys will get to vote on who is the most upstanding. Kind is not really but honorable. We're looking for an honorable person here. Somebody who is chivalrous and kind and a good sport and a good winner and a good tactician. Like, we don't want somebody that's losing all their games either. So the Most Honorable Commander Award, and I'll have it displayed and I'll have the availability ballots for you to vote. In a perfect world, because last year it was not a perfect world, but in a perfect world, nobody's going to walk around and try to solicit your vote. There's usually a prize that comes with the Most Honorable Commander Award. This is why it's important for you to be at the mixer, if you can be, so you can get to know people and get to have those conversations. Anyway, that's pretty much it. I think that's my spiel. If I missed anything, put it in the comments and I'll respond to you. Schedule, matchups, rankings, seating, medal rounds, lunches, daily nutrition, hotel, block, cutoff date, breakfast. I talked about the point system, clocks and etiquette, Most Honorable Commander, prizes and name tags. I did all of that, so I'm squared away. I'm kosher. Guys, this event is happening. I'm pretty excited about it. We got 15 paid out teams ready to go, waiting on that 16th. You know who you are. So anyway, I think that's it. Thanks for chiming in, whoever you were, person watching the whole time. Everybody else, cool. You'll just enjoy this after I hit end video. I'm the chaplain.